So the powers that be seem pretty keen on getting rid of property tax here across Florida, which if you're a full-time homeowner that lives here all year round, that sounds like a pretty good deal, doesn't it? But the question is, with literally tens of billions of dollars a year collected from property tax, getting rid of it is going to mean it needs to be replaced elsewhere in the economy. And that is what this article looks at here. Now, as we know, one of the big pull factors for people moving to Florida is that there is no state income tax, all right? So for many years, we've had a lot of people like retirees, business owners, high earners who've moved here to try and save money on their tax burden. But the thing is, with property taxes, these are the ways that a lot of local infrastructure is funded, okay? Your school system, the police, fire, local government, infrastructure projects, a lot of that is funded primarily through property taxes, okay? So just getting rid of them all is going to leave a funding gap elsewhere unless it's replaced by something else. Now, in terms of when they're looking to do this, it's actually going to go to ballot on November 2026, okay? And if it's approved, we could see this kicking off from January next year, all right? So they're not messing around. They want to get this done and dusted and through the legislature very quickly, which is quite impressive for such a sweeping piece of legislation potentially. But yeah, I mean, if we look at how this is going to impact people, you can see here, like from a personal perspective, let's say somebody owns a $400,000 primary residence. They could be looking at paying between $3,000 to $4,000 per year. Okay, so that's a $3,000 to $4,000 per year saving just on their tax. Now that's not too dissimilar to Sarasota here, where median home price is about $490,000. So you're looking between sort of $3,500 to $4,500 in terms of tax that you're going to save each year. And as I say, a lot of this it goes towards, well, up to 50% supports public schools, city and county services, police and fire protection, road maintenance, parks, infrastructure. So just getting rid of it is going to leave a big hole elsewhere that needs to be filled. But yeah, so who benefits from no property tax? Well, it's going to be homeowners, okay? So homeowners who live here full time, and this is not going to be applicable for landlords, it's not going to be applicable for second homeowners, it's not going to be applicable for renters, obviously. So primary benefits are going to be people who own and live here full time. And that's the whole purpose of it, right? It's to try and make Florida more affordable for the people who live and work and contribute here all year round. So look, if property taxes are going, where is the money going to come from? Well, there's been no real set idea yet, other than the fact that the very likelihood is statewide sales tax is probably going to increase, all right? So that's going to impact consumers all around. It's going to impact tourists that are coming here. It's going to impact renters as well as homeowners. But again, the homeowners are benefiting from this, so I don't think they're going to be too fussed about it. But yeah, it looks like statewide sales tax is probably going to be the primary lever to offset against this. So it's a fair question to ask. If there's no property taxes moving forward, is that going to make real estate more affordable? Okay, so is it going to make it more affordable to buyers if they don't have to factor in and budget and pay an additional, $2 to tens of thousands of dollars every year? Absolutely, it could. It could really stimulate the market. But on the flip side of that, until this actually goes through, we might see that sellers just increase their price to offset whatever tax a buyer would be liable to pay. So it might be a no net differential when it comes to it. And again, that's something that we're just going to have to see, where the dust settles in the market. But I think it's safe to say that something like this is going to have a pretty significant impact on the whole economy as a whole. Now, what are my thoughts on it? On the face of it, I think it's a great idea, right? Nobody likes to pay any more tax than they need to. But equally, when you see what this tax is used for, it is funded for local infrastructure, for the school system, for public services. So unless there is a clear and crystal way that those services are not negatively impacted from this, it could be quite tricky to get through the system. And particularly the time frame that the Senate have set out in here, potentially January 2027, doesn't leave a lot of time for things to change. But hey, Florida is run like a business, and it's one of the most well-run states here in America. So who am I to judge that? These guys must know what they're doing. But anyway, look, what are your guys' thoughts? Do you feel that this is a good idea to not have any property tax? Do you think that this is going to cause problems in terms of local services? I'd love to hear your comments below. I do read and answer every single one of them. And look, if you are looking to buy or sell or just have any questions about relocating or living here in Sarasota or Florida in general, feel free to reach out to me directly. I'm always available. But until next time, guys, I'll see you in the next one.